fam. Let's do a quick market update before we begin. I do want to say that nothing in this video is financial advice. Everything is for educational purposes only. This is just my own analysis on the market. Also, if you're new to this channel, if you can please like, comment, and subscribe, we really do appreciate all of the support. Now let's get into this market, guys. So we've been watching this all week. I think this channel has probably been one of the most optimistic channels from everything that I've gathered, both between YouTube and crypto Twitter. So let's go on this 4-hour chart. Bitcoin has obviously broken well above the 50-day, which is what we wanted to see. I said it the other day, we needed it to break with force, and it looks like it could be in the potential chances of making a 4-hour bull flag or bull pendant. And we would say that this was its post, and then this is probably about where I think it would land up to. And now watch where this is probably going to be at on the daily. Yep, getting closer to, there's two levels that we need to clear right now. 94,000 is one. Once we clear that, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. And you can kind of see what I mean here. So you can see this $94,000 level. This is kind of where we broke down with before. And you can see that's kind of what we're coming into as far as resistance. And then after we get through that level, then obviously the next level will be the 100,000. This is what I kind of think could potentially happen, is when we make this first run up, we actually reject, we maybe come back down and want to find support at this level that we're finding resistance on, break through, retest the 50, and then we could potentially make new all-time highs. I'm not 100% saying that this is the only determined path that this thing can go. We're still at a critical level, guys. Now, there are some things that have happened that have made it a lot better for the market. And one thing is obviously, guys, futures and the traditional markets are doing really well. And I said it last week, as long as TradFi and traditional markets continue to make new all-time highs, Bitcoin is going to follow behind it because it's become such a TradFi asset. It is now no longer considered this taboo industry. Crypto is really being adopted by finance guys, by TradFi, by the BlackRocks, Vanguards, Fidelities. Everybody is getting into crypto in some form or fashion. It just depends on which angle they're going in. Most are adopting a layer one or some type of network, and then on that network they're going to adopt a stable coin. This is to do transactions, all right? So with that being said, it's very easy in this market to look at the things that TradFi is investing in and then just follow the money, guys. That's all you have to do. I think people try to reinvent the wheel, and you don't have to do that. Just listen to what these guys are talking about. Simply go to YouTube, type in Larry Fink, and watch his different things that he says on CSNBC. He's going to tell you what he's investing in. So with that being said, guys, I also want to look at this. We've been getting a breakdown in USDT dominance, which is looking good. And we said this last week, guys. We really needed this thing to break down from this level, and we're starting to get that. Looking at this as well, we have Bitcoin dominance. I said yesterday to the guys in my community, I said, I think this thing wants to make a retest and then break down again. All right. Bitcoin has been performing really well over the last few days, and I'm in the camp that I want Bitcoin to perform well because it's going to bring more liquidity. So it's like the liquidity rotates down into Bitcoin, that's obviously going to start rotating down the risk curve. So I'm in the camp to see Bitcoin run right now. I don't mind Bitcoin dominance going up a little bit because I know that as long as Bitcoin's performing well, your alts are going to perform well as well. And then there's going to become a chance, or there's going to become a time where they're going to swap. So with that being said, Ethereum is something that I also keep an eye out. I am not that I'm not bullish on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is a project that has a huge product fit for what it does, and it's doing something similar to Bitcoin, which actually looks like it's attempting to break out of this thing, which is this descending bull wedge that it's been making on the 4-hour, and you can see where it's attempting to break out. Obviously, there is a lot of shorts that are above us. And my train of thought is, as the market continues to recover, we're going to start squeezing those shorts and we're going to start reclaiming levels. Now, I've been telling the guys in my community, we're not out of the woodworks yet. The last thing you want to do is get complacent, thinking everything is all good, And then what ends up happening is we start getting up to these levels, and then we start to reject, and you think, oh, okay, it's just going to be a small correction. You know, we had a cool down, and then it's not actually a cool down. This was just a relief rally, and then it rolls over. And then you're holding bags right back down. So you need to be kind of careful in the way that you play this. And honestly, guys, if you watch this channel every day, you'll know the actions that I'm taking and in the way that I'm maneuvering through this market. I know this has been a very tough market to navigate this year, but with that being said, I think there's some silver lining, and I think there's some things that are coming up this next year that are going to be incredibly good for both crypto and TradFi markets. So with that being said, guys, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Where do I think the liquidity is rotating? So there's a couple of things. So one is stablecoin protocols. I've been noticing it like a great outperformance on things like Athena. Athena's been really performing well. It's also kind of doing the same thing that most of these other are, which is making this bull flag right here, guys. I'm waiting for it to break out. I think Athena is going to make a run up. Curve has also been something that's been performing really well as well. So it's just showing stablecoin protocols are catching a bid right now. And honestly, kind of how I think is going to happen is, I think as Bitcoin continues to reclaim levels, the liquidity is going to rotate down the risk curve into the next layer ones, which is going to be obviously like Ethereum, Solana, Sui, and those layer ones and their ecosystems are probably going to run when that ecosystem runs, and then specific narratives on it. So you might have, for instance, Solana might run with RWA, and then you might have Sui run with AI. You get these narratives that typically run with ecosystems, and usually those ecosystems usually have something inside of them that is really connected. And I think that as the market continues to recover, it's gonna show you the pockets of outperformance. I know recently the new things or the new narratives that have been hot like the last month or two have been the privacy coins and the perp dexes and like the prediction market coins. But I think that's going to rotate. So like, I'm not a big believer in jumping in on the new hype. Now, I'm not saying that Zcash and the privacy tokens didn't deserve to make their run up. They did. I just think they're a little overextended. And obviously people are going to be taking profits. So I'm one of those. I like to position prior to moves. I don't like to chase candles. I like to build a thesis and a framework around a project and an investment thesis, and then invest in that based upon Wyckoff and where I think it's at in its accumulation schematic. And we'll break that down on this channel a little bit further, guys. And if you ever want to learn some of these concepts and some of these more advanced things that I'm talking about, guys, you can click the link below. I have a community. I'm the founder of Alpha Syndicate. I've been doing this for over 5 years now. I've coached over 100 people. I'm an expert inside Capital Club. I host all the VCs in there for the Crypto Talk workshops every 2 weeks, guys. I've been in this market for a very long time. And if you want to actually learn what's going on, and you actually want to know how to perform and how to navigate in this market, click the link below, guys. We'll see you inside. But anyways, guys, I want to see this too. So last night was kind of weird. Futures actually was halted. I actually woke up to this. Let me see if I can find it. It was like something happened in the middle of the night where this thing got halted and then actually just came back on. But this thing was actually really making a run up. And I said it the other day, guys. I said, this thing looks like it could be potentially making a bull flag. What I would like to see is it reject. And then it honestly, guys, though, I wouldn't put it past the gold trade to continue to move up. I mean, this isn't looking like, obviously it's making higher lows, but if you look at traditional bull flags and bull planets, that's how they kind of trick people, because what they'll start doing is they'll start putting in a concession of lower highs, but then they put in higher lows. And then they get to this wedge point, and then that's where they end up breaking out. So I'm interested to see if this thing doesn't maybe want to go back down one more time and then bounce out. It's still a little early. Let's see how it kind of plays out. I'm watching the gold trade pretty close. It has been something that I thought was, when it came up into here, this would be kind of it, because this looked like such an overextended fifth wave to the upside. But I mean, if it decides it wants to continue to go, guys, it's going to continue to go. So with that being said, guys, I think we have an interesting dynamic coming up in the next few months. And I think what has happened is, I think a lot of people have basically blanketed this 4-year cycle theory on top of this cycle. and this cycle has just been absolutely nothing like any other cycle. So I think people are very confused and don't know which direction to go because they keep looking at the 4-year cycle and they're not kind of understanding the liquidity cycle, the debt refinance cycle, and how all these things kind of work together. And I think a lot of people are not understanding that it's very hard to compare an asset class from 2013, 2017 to one in 2025 going into 2026. The market cap's over $1 trillion, guys. It's not a small asset class. And honestly, I think Bitcoin will 100% be the number one most valuable asset over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But until then, I think TradFi, as long as it continues to move up, and this cycle for, the business cycle, as long as it hasn't topped yet, I am pretty confident that Bitcoin and crypto are going to continue to run with them. Even this, if you look at this looks like a bullish descending wedge pattern on NASDAQ, and you can see it's breaking out, guys. It's reclaimed all the levels it needed to. We are honestly, I think a lot of people are underestimating how strong of a market we're actually in, and I think next year it's only going to get stronger. So, with that being said, guys, I'm watching these things very closely. Obviously, like I said, I don't think we're out of the woodworks yet, but I think we're definitely making progress. If you're new to this channel, if you like these market updates, if you're trying to get more alpha, if you're trying to get an edge on this market, please, subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting a market update every single day along with multiple other types of videos breaking down different things, both in the crypto and in different investment industry, guys. And I'm just trying to help as many people as possible. I've seen so much confusion in this market that there's like so many people that just have no idea what's actually going on, and they're blindly following their favorite KOLs on things like crypto Twitter, and I keep seeing them get wrecked. And it's just, to try to help as many people as possible and try to do it in a fashion where, really try to help people unfuck their futures, as Ralph Paul says. Guys, this is your opportunity. This is the number one emerging market in the world. It is being adopted faster than the internet. It's being adopted faster than cell phones. All right? In 10 years from now, you're going to look back at this and you're going to wish you had participated and had bought more blue chip assets and sat on those over the course of the next 5 or 10 years. All right? So if you're also looking to get some more information, you're looking to get part of a group of people that are all working together to really outperform this market, click the link below, guys. We'll see you inside.